Shadows. They've been part of cinema, well, since they first started using lights. Shadows provide something extremely important. It can provide context and character and tone to your scene. Today, that's what we're gonna be talking about. How to achieve cinematic shadows, all thanks to a tool that is under $200. So stick with us and roll the intro. And please hit the light switch on your way out, because I can't see. So first thing I'm gonna tell you is you need exactly 3 things at the very least to have any kind of shadows, and that is, well, a light, subject, and an object in between your light and subject. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is you can literally grab a branch and a stand, hook them up, put them in front of a light and between your subject, and boom, you have a Brancholoris. You have a leaves pattern all over your character. But what if you wanted more control and variety? This is where this guy comes. Oh my lord. This is where this guy comes in, right? This is the Digital Juice Shadow Kit. At the moment, it's at $185, and it used to be $590. So this Shadow Kit gives you control over the shadows that you want in your scene. It comes with a variety of different patterns, such as windows, blinds, plant life, and different types of There we go. And different types of Cucolorises, right? And you could use these shadows to spice up your scene or even your character by adding these shadows to the foreground, background, or your character themselves. It all really depends on what you're trying to portray with said shadows. Shadows can be, how can I say, character driven. Let's say they have a very shady character. What's in the name? Shady, right? So add a couple shadows to them. It will make the character pop more and everyone will recognize what is going on. If a main character comes in all brightly lit and beautiful and then he talks to someone who has like blinds on him, shady, doesn't that tell you something about your character or about the scene that they're in? So that's even more storytelling and even more, may I say, spice and richness to the story that you're trying to tell. But you don't have to just limit yourself to use shadows on just film. I personally love this shadow kit because I can use it on my interviews and in corporate videos, as well as photography. Check out some of these pictures that we took. These pictures were part of a live stream that we had, and the entire time we were using this specific shadow kit. And let me tell you something, it definitely spiced up everything that I took. Adding some shadows can add, like I said, add texture to the photograph or to the video that you're shooting, and again, introducing character into whatever it is that you're shooting. But it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the Patreon members. Boom! You thought I was gonna talk more about the shadow kit, but no, I have to thank all of our Patreon members. Thank you so much for being part of our community, and thank you for showing up to the live streams. We always look forward to talking to all of you. And if you're interested in becoming a member, well, follow the links below, check out our Patreon, check what tier list you would like to be in, and boom, let's talk, baby. But let's talk more about the shadow kit, right? So when it comes about light and shadows, specifically shadows, there's a very specific type of light that you want to use, and that is any specular type lighting. And what do I mean by that? Well, you can check out this video for more informative, more directed to that. It honestly just means stronger shadows and harsher highlights. Like I said, the more specular the light, the stronger the shadows will be. Also, it helps if that light source is small. If you have a small yet powerful light source, for example, like our 120D, in which we used, how can I say, a makeshift snoot to keep it angled tight and even stronger of a beam. So that makes the light more specular, therefore stronger, better, more fleshed out shadows. Another key thing that you do want to pay attention to is the distance between your light and the object that you're using to cast shadows with. If your object is too close to the light source, the shadows will come across kind of soft, not as punchy and not as aggressive, I would like to say. If you're on a tight shot and your shadow kit is directly outside of frame and the light source is all the way back, the shadow will come across stronger, jagged, sharper. And with those strong, sharper shadows, introducing a little bit of haze, boom, you got God rays now. You know those movies where you see the crazy lights coming in from the church and whatnot? I don't know what movie I'm specifically talking about, but churches are dusty. So when you see like a strong light come in, it really shows that sharp light coming in, hitting people's faces and blinding them. Another great reason why shadows are important is because they emphasize movement. If you're watching someone driving in a car, right? Let's say that the car is moving across the highway, middle of the night, you're gonna see lights and shadows moving across the scene. Let's say that you have a character running down the hallway with a whole bunch of windows on his left. The lights and shadows will move across the character. Now, I'm not saying that without lights and shadows, there is no movement. What I'm saying is it's more emphasized, and it just helps. Even at day, you still have lights and shadows, even outside. So if your character is moving across shadows, boom, it actually looks like he's moving. So even if it's a really tight shot on someone's face, lights are still moving because our character is still moving. If the lights weren't moving, but somehow we know that he is, things start to get lost in communication, it doesn't translate right, and it becomes jarring. And if I'm thinking about how you did your lights, I'm not thinking about your movie. So please remember, your lights and shadow just means everything for the scene. It displays and characterizes your character and in the scene that they're in. Have fun playing around with that and experiment. Please feel free to experiment. Put lights in crazier places and create shadows and even crazier. Find the shadow fixtures that you love, use them, and experiment with them, okay? Also, have a great holiday season, and see you guys on our streams on Wednesday at 6 p.m. and on the next episode, in which we will discuss hunting Santa Claus. What do you guys think of our tree? It's pretty alright.
I didn't know that's what that was supposed to be.
It's all we got. I don't know what to tell you.